All right, Dan, you ready to get this done for the Drunk Tank podcast?
Fuck yeah, let me get my guitar.
Shit, let me get my beer, I guess. All right, that guitar ain't gonna work. Sheila ain't no hoe.
Hey, it's a podcast.
Fuck.
Growing up Mexican.
It's a hard thing to do.
Work hard, kids. You can get kills one day, too. Battlefield bag something, too.
Pretty great. Look into the shit.
Taco Pubi.
Alamo Draft House.
That fucking Casa Garcia. Yeah. Y'all ready to rock out?
Is that it?
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's probably the most rockin' theme song intro you've ever had.
I love that little drop of Alamo Draft House.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite podcast songs. I've actually been I heard that one for the first time a couple weeks ago. I've been holding on to it for our end of the year episode.
That was a back pocket one.
Going out with a bang.
Yeah.
What's up?
So special thanks to Eva So Throwed from the website for that awesome podcast song.
Awesome.
Hey, should we make an announcement very early on that we're
Yes.
postponing something?
We're postponing the announcement of the Drunk Tank Award winners.
Oh.
Because Mr.
Bernie
Burns is not available for the podcast today.
So what if
And we didn't want to do it without him.
I know that it's going to be a huge scandal within the industry that the awards are delayed by a week. I'm sure everyone is fucking depressed about that.
have you locked the polls or anything yet?
Nah, fuck that.
Okay.
The polls don't count anyway. The
That's true.
polls are just I don't know. The polls are just there.
To make the readers feel important. But they're not.
They're not.
Well, but we have four people voting, so I guess it would be good for a tiebreaker situation. The
Yeah,
polls.
I think that there's a fear that there will be a tie, that we could have ties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also a fear that it could turn into the Ramsey Drunk Tank Awards.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Why would you think that we would ever agree on anything?
You all agreed to get married.
Collusion.
That's a
That was-
fucking
that
that's a
was the
fucking legally
first-
that's a legally
and
binding
last.
contract.
I can tell you personally, with 100% assuredness, we disagree on a lot of those categories.
Also,
I can vouch for that. I can see part of that.
I'm not sure exactly how legal our marriage is, considering you married us. Gus.
That's a very good point.
Legally binding. If I did it, it's fucking awesome.
Where did you go on the web to get registered to
Man,
marry someone or
I did,
ordained?
I did that like 16 years ago, dude.
Jeez.
I think it was called the Universal Life Church.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
usually the one.
Universal
I think
Life
it was
Church.
that church was created
Ulk.
for draft dodging. I think that was the
Really?
reason.
Yeah.
And to make fake marriages that
You
are
know,
real.
Is that something online? Like you can go to that website and sign up? Like,
Yeah,
was it-
I just
$10
went,
or something?
Yeah, no, it was free when I did it.
Oh.
Like I just signed up, and then like if you wanted to get an official certificate framed, they
Yeah.
would charge you for that. I guess that's how they make money.
Did you get your
No.
certificate?
No, I did
That's
not.
how much he cares about the ministry.
Yeah. His sermon.
He's fallen from his flock.
So what's up with you guys? How's everyone been doing?
Doing okay.
We're getting slowly back into the rhythm of work after taking a little bit of a break over the holidays.
Half the office is still out. What are you talking
It's
about?
weird.
Yeah, it's really quiet here.
Yeah, Monday was like it was sad. It was so empty.
Yeah, it was just the three of us, not Gus, and then Brandon.
Yeah. So basically the three of us.
Yeah,
I don't commiserate with the upstairs people.
that's true.
Yeah, those uppies.
I don't like them.
Those uppies.
Let them
The uppers.
make their own podcast.
So, what did you guys do over the holidays?
Played a lot of WoW. Man, I played a lot of WoW.
I played a lot of WoW too.
Yeah, I'm level 82 now, man.
How's the Drunk Tanks guild going?
Dude, the drunk tanks are doing awesome. We just hit level 6 in the guild perks. You get perks for every level now, and we've been hitting the daily cap of our XP experience or our XP gaining and everything. And we've got almost 400 members now. I went through and actually erased about 40 people who hadn't been on the tanks in about 6 months or more than 6 months because like the originals.
Yeah.
I just kicked a bunch off just to start cleaning out the list. And
Yeah, thanks for getting us started, dickheads. Now you're gone. Fucking get the boot.
I just found the original guild charter and just erased everyone. No, but it went
Is there-
through and had to rearrange the guild levels and stuff because we had some issues with people being douches.
Are there
course.
is there like a cap as far as like how many people you can have in a guild?
I've heard yes and I've heard no. I've heard it was 400, then we broke 400. I heard it was 500, then I've also heard it's 1,000, then I've heard there's no cap. So I don't know.
I could tell you from personal experience, it used to be 300.
Okay.
Like you could get more than 300. But it would only show in the roster the first 300 who signed up.
Oh.
And then after that, it wouldn't show any new additions to the roster.
That's weird.
But they've I assume they've long since
Yeah.
fixed that. If you have 400 now,
They did some really cool stuff. Like last night, I actually created officer accounts because I set it up now where only officers can invite and create events and things like that. And you can actually choose to make your officers require having an authenticator, which is kind of cool.
oh, that's cool.
So it's an extra layer of protection. So when you're running a big guild, you don't have to worry about people, ruining it for you.
I myself use an authenticator. I highly endorse it.
Yeah.
For my little cartoon video game character, as Bernie would say.
Well, you put hours and hours of work into it,
I know.
So,
Tell me,
someone to steal that
you know
from
who else knows?
Work.
My wife knows.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys spend Christmas with your family?
Yeah, we saw our family for a little while. It was cool. I got my sunglasses stolen by a valet at a restaurant here in town. That was cool. The valet company's
Your
paying me back.
Prescription
Yeah.
songlasses.
Prescription sunglasses.
That's great.
That's awesome.
They were stolen at night, so I assume the valet didn't have a chance to try them on.
Yeah. Oh, real quick
didn't
before we
realize
get
it.
too far away, Drunk Tanks is still recruiting, so
What realm are you on?
we're on Dawnbringer.
Oh, okay,
So
Dawnbringer.
Yeah. Anyway, feel free to send me a request or message on the board. What?
Nothing.
doing?
Nothing at all. Nothing.
Are you watching videos?
No? I'm talking to you, jackass.
Okay.
Jackass. It's in his name.
That's right.
Hey.
What about you, Jeff Griffin? What'd you guys do?
Well, we went
Chuckles.
We went to New Orleans and then we went to Alabama to spend Christmas with Jeff's family.
I heard that was awesome.
We had for the first time since we've had a kid in 5 years, we had a night off from Millie.
Yeah, Jeff's family came and picked Millie up from New Orleans and drove her back to Alabama early, and we had a couple of days.
In
Nice.
New Orleans, which was great because I got to see New Orleans in a way I've never seen it before, which is sober.
Why
Because
was that?
I was responsible for keeping Griffin alive,
It was my first time in New Orleans, so
and she had the quintessential New Orleans experience.
So basically, Griffin was just running headlong into walls, and you were just trying to prevent her from
Pretty
doing
much,
that?
I'll give you a little.
Did you get a lot of beads?
some of the highlights?
Pack a lot into the bag and bring them back.
No, because most people start drinking in New Orleans around 10 or 11 p.m., but Griffin was asleep well before that every night.
that is
So
not
it
true.
didn't matter.
There were people at like 8:30 in the morning walking around with hand grenades, so I don't even want to.
Hand grenades.
So
That's like the yard tall drinks, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Nice.
You see those in Vegas a lot.
the first night we were there, we went out early, had a little bite to eat. Griffin got drunk. We went back to the hotel, boned, and then she passed out. And
You're such a romantic.
I stayed
You're
up-
at heart.
Yeah.
I stayed up all night, like watching TV because what
You
else
could
am I
have gone
gonna
out
do?
again.
Yeah. And then the next night or the next day, we get up, we walk around. I don't know if you know this about my wife, but if you're in a new town, it's a fucking requirement of our marriage that we have to go to the ghost tour for that town
Well, yeah.
everywhere we
Obviously.
How many towns have ghost tours?
go.
A lot of
Every
Just
times.
about all of them. Yeah.
a lot
Really?
of
Yeah,
cities,
you'd be-
most cities do.
Yeah.
Austin has two.
I knew Austin did.
So we kill some time until the ghost tour starts. And the way they do these deals is they put it at a bar so that you get drunk before the ghost tour. And then halfway through, they stop at the bar again so you can take a piss and get drunk some more and then go finish the ghost tour. So Griffin's drinking, a lot. And
It's New Orleans. It's
I-
New Orleans. You should be.
And the
Yeah.
weird thing is, like, when I was there, the entire time I didn't feel like I got drunk. I mean, until it was way too late.
I knew she was kind of drunk because of her behavior. Like Griffin's usually very polite and nice.
Uh-huh.
And she tried to start shit with the bartender, kind of.
Of course.
And she was like kind of a jerk to him, and I was like, "Wow, that's really odd of her."
I was not-
doesn't.
no,
Yeah,
okay,
you
here's
kind
the
of
thing.
were.
I think I've worked in a lot of restaurants, and I just think that, like, I just know what was expected as far as like how you serve people. And if you sit there and you see somebody waiting and you're chatting with your fucking friends and you're not helping them, then you're an asshole. And I'm just going to glare at you. I didn't say anything. I just stood as close as I could to their fucking table and I glared at him until he was like, okay, I guess I'll help this person.
Just mad dogged him.
Anyway, I smoothed things. I smoothed things over with the guy who was actually really nice, and he turned me onto a new album. He was listening to Girl Talk. We were talking about it,
Oh, yeah?
and he turned me on to 500 Days of Wheezy, which is I was telling you about the 500 Days of
Yeah.
Summer soundtrack mixed with Lil Wayne. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the story. So we go on the first leg of this is our second and last night in New Orleans, right? We only have 2
Last
nights
night
here.
in New Orleans.
And so we go.
Griffin's like shaking already.
Oh yeah, I got lost for a second in my
This is
head.
gonna be great.
So we go on the ghost tour, the first half of the ghost tour. This is after she's already been kind of a jerk to the bartender, and I can tell she's acting a little weird. Oh, first off, met some fans on the tour. So all this happened around fans, which was also cool.
They're there with the cameras out.
Fans and like as soon as we get to the bar, we took some pictures with some fans and stuff. They're really nice.
Nothing's better than cameras at bars.
Cool,
by the way.
cool to see those kids. And if you guys are listening to the podcast, hello. It was nice to see you. And so anyway, so I'm thinking, great. Now I really have to worry about stuff because there's people here with cameras that know who we are. And so we go on the first half of the ghost tour and come back, and there's like a 20-minute break where you get some more drinks. And Griffin drinks like 2 huge drinks. Then she gets weird. Then she goes over and she tells the tour guide that she's a terrible tour guide.
Wow.
She was a fucking terrible tour guide.
Starts insulting her and telling her how bad she is at her job and how she shouldn't be a tour guide.
Wow.
Because she's butchering it. And then there were 2 tour guides. There was this lady and then a weird little dude. And we were so happy we didn't get the weird little dude. And then she started telling the tour guide how she initially was happy to get her because she didn't want to go with the weird little dude, but even the weird little dude would have been better than her.
Oh, I did
So
not say
then-
that.
yeah, you did.
Way.
No, you did.
What was so bad about the
Then-
tour that you got angry?
There was nothing wrong. It was
No,
a perfectly
it was.
fine tour.
She was. I'm sorry. I only remember 2 stories, but they were horrible.
It was perfectly fine.
Okay.
No, she was not a good storyteller. But I shouldn't have said that.
And Griffin did research online. Like, there's 20 tours, and she goes like. Apparently, there's a website that rates fucking ghost tours, and she's like reading reviews. She puts a lot of work into stupid ghost tours.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna give them your money, it's like Yelp.
It's a
Well,
big
you don't wanna
goddamn deal.
You don't want to go to the city and get the dumb ghost tour that's not any good.
So anyway,
Obviously.
so then after she like undresses this poor lady at the bar in front of everybody, she goes to the bathroom and she comes out just wobbling. She looks like a fucking pinball game, and comes out and she goes, "I lost my purse." And I go, "What do you mean?" She just goes, she's got this stupid grin on her face. She goes, "I lost my purse." And I go, "Did you have it with you?" And she goes, "Mm-hmm." And I go, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Did you lose it in the bathroom?" "Mm-hmm." And I go, "Well, go back in the bathroom and get it." And so she goes back in the bathroom, comes out, and she goes, "I lost my purse." And I go, "Was it not in the bathroom?" And she goes, "Mm-mm." And I was like, "Why are you so fucking happy you lost your goddamn purse?" So then she starts, other people from the tour are like, "Oh no, you lost your purse." So they start to help her. So they start looking for they're tearing the bar apart looking for it. I retrace our steps throughout and then I realize Griffin's gone. Like, I'm like, "Are you sure you had your purse?" And all she'll look at me and just go, "Mm-hmm." And she would only answer in mm-hms or mm-ms.
Yeah.
And so I like, well, fuck, I have to now backtrack through downtown New Orleans looking to see if she dropped it somewhere or like sat down and left it somewhere while we were on the tour.
So you had a flight and stuff, right?
Yeah, like we had to get a flight, and so she needed her fucking ID and stuff. And so I'm like, what do I do with Griffin? Because I realized at this point she's gone. So I just stick her with the tour people, and I'm like, just stay with them, whatever you do. And I run around New Orleans backtracking, trying to find her purse. I can't find it anywhere. I go back. I find Griffin kind of like following, like plodding behind them, like not able to keep up and just bumping into shit. And I go, well, fuck. And I also think that the tour is trying to get away from her. Because like she's already talked shit to the lady, and there's some people that have like a newborn kid that we were like nice and talking to. And then Griffin went insane, and I could tell they're scared of her, and they're just like, keep her away from our baby,
Yeah.
And Griffin's just walking into mailboxes and stuff going, and so I go and I grab her, and I go, "I got to get you back to the hotel. It's 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm like, "I got to get you back to the hotel, and maybe we can calm you down." So I like literally have to like walk her to the hotel, and she's just like bumping into me and everyone. She's like, I almost think she was intentionally knocking into people, and then she like bump into somebody and be like, "What?" And I was like,
You're
"Oh
the
God,
fucking
you're gonna get me into a fight."
That's the worst.
All right, I'm sure you were exaggerating because you're an exaggerator. I
No,
don't
no, no,
remember
no.
this, but there's no way
Yeah,
this happened.
I don't remember.
have fun defending the shit you don't remember. And so I finally get her to the hotel, and then like she's really wobbly at this point. So I stand her against the wall. I just like I put her up against the wall, and I'm like, "Just stay here for a second." And I'm fishing the key out. And while I'm doing that, she does that thing that drunk people do when she's like standing on the wall, and she just like slowly starts to
yeah.
fall, and she just like falls with her head on the wall, just like.
Oh, like slid
and then
down the wall?
Slid down the wall and slammed her head into the ground.
Oh, man.
And then I look at her and she's covered in blood. She's like ripped her chin up. She's got like these huge gashes on her chin, and she just starts crying. She just starts going.
Do you remember this?
No, I don't remember this.
And I'm like, it's okay, you're not hurt, it's okay, I'll clean you up. She's like, so she went from happy to like just maudlin in like 2 seconds.
Oh,
So
my
then I get her
God.
into the hotel room, and she like runs into the bathroom and just starts throwing up everywhere. And I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? So I'm like, do you need any help? And she's like, leave me alone. I want to be alone. And I'm like, okay, fine. And so she's just like throwing up in the toilet. And then I just was like, I don't know what to do. So I would check on her every couple minutes. And I just started watching TV and hanging out. And then like every 10 minutes I'd go back in and check on her. And I'd be, everything okay? Can I get you anything? And she'd be like, oh, please shut the door. And I'm like, okay. So eventually I fall asleep. And
what about the purse? What happened to the purse?
oh yeah, purse was in the hotel room the whole time.
Okay.
She'd never taken it.
I didn't take it because I knew I'd probably lose it.
Yeah, so
well, yeah,
that
of
whole
course,
thing,
that's smart.
30 people looking for a purse that was in the hotel room the whole goddamn time. Thank you for reminding me about
You're
that.
welcome.
And that was the first thing I was greeted with when I was carrying
But I did
Bloody
lose.
Griffin
I
into
did
the
lose.
room.
I lost my new bracelet and your jacket.
She did leave my very nice jacket at the bar, which was gone, and a bracelet she'd owned for about 4 hours.
Yeah, that sucks.
So,
Thank God Millie wasn't with you.
yeah, no kidding.
I wouldn't have gone like that. I was cutting loose. Jesus Christ. It was my first
Okay,
time
I
off
know,
in like 5 years.
So anyway, I doze off because I'm a little drunk, and I doze off and I wake up and I go into the bathroom and she's on the ground. She somehow got away from the toilet and she's on the ground, face first on the ground, and there's vomit everywhere. It's in her hair. It's on the floor. It's on the wall. It's like she threw up. And this is it's a W. It's a nice hotel. It's a big bathroom, like a 300 square foot bathroom, and she covered it in puke.
No, whatever.
It's a huge
Do you think
bathroom.
maybe you were possessed by a ghost, like from earlier in the tour?
That's
what-
the only explanation.
So
Yeah.
I have to like fight her to get her out of her clothes and get her in the shower, and then
it was like a typical night for you.
Yeah, say
and
more
then,
so.
yeah, and then I have to start cleaning up all this puke. And so I had to use every towel in the hotel room, and I'm like cleaning up puke, and it takes me like a half an hour to clean up all the puke.
Gross.
It was really gross. And then I put it in like bags, and luckily we had a balcony because it smelled atrocious. And I just put it on the balcony outside.
God.
And then I go and check on her, and she's just laying naked on the floor of the bathtub, just going, and I'm thinking, is she gonna die? What the fuck? And so I'm like, can I get you anything? Do you need anything? She's like, I just want to be in the bathtub. And I'm like, okay. So she just sat in the shower while the hot water was on her for 2 hours. Then eventually I would fall asleep and I'd wake up and I'd go check on her, and I'd like doze off for about half an hour, get up, go check on her. And she'd always be like, leave me alone, I'm fine. And then eventually at like 4 a.m, she just gets up and comes into the bed and just laughing her ass off. And I was like, she was like, did I throw up everywhere? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, ha 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 ha. And then she's like, did you clean it up? And I'm like, yes, I did. And she's like, She got
know,
re-drunk and happy in the shower somehow.
No, okay. I think, well,
It's
actually,
like you had gone up and then peaked, and then like we're coming back down. You hit that
It was,
drunk
it
line
was
again.
the craziest fucking thing I've ever
Well,
seen.
no,
though.
here's the thing,
And she's just laying in bed laughing to herself, like giggling.
I found it really funny for some reason. Well, here's the thing, because I didn't remember, and actually the only thing I feel bad about is insulting the tour guide,
Oh, man.
because I don't want to be mean.
Not
but
forcing you to
that
clean
being
up
said,
vomit in the middle of the night.
that being said, and I'm sure she deals with like belligerent drunk people all the time. So when somebody's horrible at their job, they should get a new job, right?
I should also point out, she had been
And
drinking...
I was helping her discover that she was
This-
not any good at that.
Griffin had been
Wow.
drinking
Wow.
Hurricanes, which are those like
I had-
obnoxiously
no,
red
okay.
drinks.
Yeah, yeah.
So her vomit was like radioactive. It was like bright fucking red puke everywhere.
That's fucking true
and,
love right there.
And
No, that's the thing.
she did nothing. I want to finish this.
All right.
She did nothing but eat oysters the entire time we were there because she loves seafood. So I cleaned up
my
bright
God.
red oyster puke. It took me at least a half an hour.
Oh man, I want to
All
throw up.
It was
Okay.
fucking atrocious.
now I'm
And
not,
I'm laying in bed going shell shocked, like, what did I? I'm like, I'm like, half of me's thinking, I'm gonna have to take this girl to the hospital. Like, she might have alcohol
Man,
poisoning.
you know you're in trouble when Jeff's the responsible one.
I know.
mean, you are in some serious
And
shit.
it's seriously unfair that I have to ever be responsible when it
Okay.
comes to alcohol.
unfair. I think that it balances out. If you can look at the entire course of our relationship and who has been the drunken obnoxious one, I think it balances out.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Have you ever cleaned up my vomit?
Uh-oh.
No.
I don't remember
Awkward
doing it.
silence.
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
But you did give me a kid who's thrown up plenty, and I've
That's
cleaned
true.
up her
Cleaned up her
vomit.
vomit. But so
Technically,
that
half of that is yours.
that was our trip to New Orleans. And we got up the next day and left.
Okay, well, and I had to.
And Griffin was hungover for 2 entire days.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I had to carry the bag out, which is always the worst.
carry the bag out.
I had to
The
walk
bag of
the vomit
puke?
bag, like walk up shame
Towels?
with all the
Gross.
hotel towels. And
You
I'd
didn't
find
just leave it on the balcony?
No, I'm not going to be
Terrible.
No, I wouldn't do
No,
that.
She wouldn't find a trash can and throw it
Yeah.
away.
Well, anyway,
She had to hide the evidence.
It was the first time since I was 17 that I blacked out. And I remember like starting the tour, and I remember the incident with the bartender, and I don't think it was as bad as you say it was.
It was pretty bad.
And I remember the first 2 stories, and then I remember waking up on the floor in the bathroom And then I remember being in the shower, and then I remember wondering why my whole body on one side was sore, and then I had a bloody chin.
Oh.
Yeah, she had bruised ribs.
But
too.
the reason I found it so funny, well, I mean, I think mainly because you really do love me, and it's very clear to me now that you love me. Like, I wasn't sure until that moment.
You weren't sure.
Having a child with you, I don't know, but
No, but
cleaning up oyster vomit. Yep.
yeah, you never really test your love until something like that happens.
Until you're cleaning up
Yeah.
oyster hurricane vomit.
I love the shit out of you. I must.
Yeah.
But laying in bed, I must admit, it was a little hard to lay in bed while you giggled to yourself, and I'm replaying the atrocity in my head. You know, I'm like, I can still smell the puke because I can't get rid of the smell in the hotel
I can
room.
smell it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what did I just do? What did I have to go through? And you're just going, what did I do?
Well, based on the story, I'm glad you didn't die, Griffin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it was touch and go. So
Not
anyway,
awkward.
and then we went to Alabama and hung out with my family for 6 days.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good holiday. How about you, Jack?
I played a lot of WoW. No, I mean, my family's in Austin, so I didn't go anywhere. I mean, we had, I spent some time up with my sister and brother-in-law at their house up in Round Rock, and we had Christmas Day at my parents' house. And then went over to my grandmother's house, and my cousin with his 6-month-old baby came over. And it was kind of funny. He was walking around the room kind of handing the baby off to people to hold. And he kind of got in front of me and just kind of held it. And I was like, yeah, that's a child. All right. Like, nope, I'm not holding your kid. And
Yeah.
then my sister and brother-in-law like right next to me, and they like traded him back and forth. I'm like, nope, not touching the kid. But I am happy though, because it's Jonah is the kid's name, and he is a Patillo, so the Patillo name will live on. It was my uncle's son, my cousin.
So the pressure's off you.
Yeah, so I don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
There's no pressure to keep the family name alive. It's good. We're good to go for at least one more generation.
Don't have to marry the fleshlight.
Oh.
Fucking zing.
God damn it.
Did you hear about this, Gus?
No, I only shared it with you out of confidence. Okay,
Well, you should never share anything with me.
I know. Yeah, I clearly learned that.
No, I care. Yesterday, I asked Jack if he
We
had
had,
a chance.
by the way, we had conversations all vacation about you and the fleshlight. We're like, do you think he's using it right now?
So, you tried it out. How was it?
I tried it one time. It was good. It was good. I don't know what to say.
But you should
I
give
don't-
a review. Give a review.
I don't know. It's as good or better than normal, I guess, than manual labor, I suppose. But I'll probably I'll never use it again. I'll never.
Okay,
use it
but
again.
why? Why?
Because it's a pain in the ass to clean up.
Okay.
And
Can
it's
you
just-
put it like in the dishwasher or something?
put on the rack? No, it's just a pain. It's like it's like you don't want to spend an extra 15 minutes after you're done being like, okay, now you're at the sink. And
Yeah, the cleanup process shouldn't be longer than the actual
Yeah,
Yeah,
experience.
Yeah.
and that's
So-
the feedback and criticism that Dan Godwin gave it as well when he
Yeah.
tried it. That it's a pain in the ass to clean.
Well,
So-
can you
so-
take it out of the case and
Yeah,
turn
no,
it inside out?
it's incredibly durable. I mean, you can mess around with it and stuff. And,
Yeah, you could fuck with it forever.
But,
but I mean, can you take it out and turn it inside out?
almost. I almost got it completely inside out.
Just like the real thing.
Exactly. What? Yeah, but really, I mean, it was good, but I wasn't blown away. I was like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever.
Do you think it would be better without the case? Because they have them, like, not fleshlights, but ones where it's like a mouth or whatever, and there's no like hard plastic case on the outside. It's just like a
don't
soft tube, essentially.
Well, that would be what your hand would be grabbing, so I don't think that would really
But I would
affect
think-
you at all.
But then I think that you would be able to like adjust like tightness and strength and everything.
I don't know.
There's no
I'm
dial.
I'm not planning on getting a whole like selection of them and going through it, but
You know,
So-
Gus and I were looking at the Fleshlight website after we were talking about the Fleshlight the other day.
there are so many.
There are a lot.
They have this is I don't know why this creeps me out, but they have Navi fleshlights.
Yeah,
It looks
But
weird too.
they call
like
them.
blue alien fleshlights.
Yeah, they call them alien fleshlight. I'm sure it's not an officially endorsed product.
Yeah, but no, it's pretty bizarre.
Well, didn't they sell that with like the Avatar parody porno? Or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah. God, but anyway, my review it was fun, but I don't know if it's worth it. They're
Yeah.
like $90, right? Or something
Are they?
like that. They're expensive.
Wow.
Like I don't know if it's definitely not worth that. At least not to me.
But you said that it was as good as using a hand or better.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm actually really curious.
no. I mean, you have to use lube for it,
Yeah.
and I don't usually use lube, so it's like extra messy.
All right, this is too much conversation.
So
I'm getting creeped out now.
Griffin's the one brought it up. She wanted to
I
talk
don't want to
about
get
it.
into lube discussion.
Come on.
Gross.
So anyway, too much effort for not enough payoff,
Okay.
There you go.
especially for the price. I got it for free, and I would never pay for it.
Okay.
So
a ringing endorsement. We can cross them off the list of sponsors. Bye-bye, Fleshlight.
I know they're anxiously awaiting, like, oh, what's the review going to be?
They're just up the road, I think. I looked
Yeah,
at,
they're here in Austin.
yeah, I looked at their website, when I did the link dump for that episode of the podcast, and they're like right across the street from the Hotel Mega 64 stayed at when they were here in town. They're like right there.
If only they would have known.
Yeah.
No, apparently one of the guys who goes to Button-Umathon every year, he either works for him or does marketing for him or something, and so he pitched the idea of giving everyone in the theater one, and so that's how they got a hold of them all.
No, that's awesome.
So, yeah. There you go. And scene.
Hey Gus, let me ask you a question.
Yo.
Do you know a lot about Amelia Earhart?
Some bitch flew a plane, crashed.
Man, we watched the Hillary Swank Amelia Earhart movie while we were in Alabama because, that's what you do in Alabama. You watch movies.
Uh-huh.
And I've become fascinated with the story of Amelia Earhart.
Why is that?
She vanished,
pretty
right?
interesting.
Like, they never found her.
Yeah.
They never found
I
her,
think they
but
may have
there's
found some pieces of her plane. but they're
all
not sure.
these crazy conspiracy theories and stuff, and they're all really fascinating. Like,
Is it Loose Change too?
I don't want to know what that is.
Loose
Loose Change
is
is
the
that
9/11
awful
conspiracy
9/11.
video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like there are no, but it's really interesting if you read it. Like there a lot of people think she fell, like she crashed into the ocean. She ran out of fuel because she couldn't find the fucking island. But other people think that she landed on this place called Gardner Island, and they actually found a woman's skeleton on the island and took it to Fiji and lost it in the 50s.
How the
So
fuck
they-
do you...
Yeah, so they really don't know. But there are some weird like a lot of circumstantial evidence that she landed on the island. But then there's like another theory. There are U.S. like Marines and Japanese kids that say that she, or they're old people now, that say that she landed on an island occupied by the Japanese and they executed her. And there's like a dude who, there's like these Japanese people giving firsthand accounts of seeing her get executed. Her and the dude she's with.
If
and,
that were true, though, I would think that the Japanese would have let us know because of morale.
The Japanese were, I don't know.
When did this happen again? What year was
This
this?
is 1940s, I think.
oh wait,
Right before World War II. And
what was it? I thought it was 30s, like 37.
was it? But anyway, and there's like accounts
say-
of like
did you
U.S.
say-
Marines that say that they found like after they occupied that island in World War
Did
II.
you say right before World War II in the 1940s? I just want to point that out.
What?
Continue.
What?
Apparently she went
I
missing.
think it was late 30s.
She went
Late
missing
30s?
July 2nd, 1937.
Yeah,
Okay,
37.
That's right. Yeah. War started 39, right? So continue.
Not our involvement in the war.
Not our involvement. The war did though.
Yeah, but
the war didn't begin with us joining it.
It did for an American. It did. Why did we give a fuck about the war until we were part of it?
That's true.
God damn, dude. Come on. We're a selfish nation.
America. Continue.
Anyway, and there are like reports of like U.S. Marines that swear that they, after they, we cleared those fuckers out in World War II with MacArthur, that they found like her plane and that it was like blown up, and the guy was like said he was one of the people that was required to guard it while it was being destroyed, and that there's all these Japanese people that say that they saw her get executed. But then there's this other thing that's kind of interesting that you can find a transcript online where some little girl in Florida used to play with ham radios, and she heard a broadcast from Amelia Earhart, and she thought it was odd, so she started writing it down, and they actually have her journal, but nobody would listen to her at the time, and it's like this journal of Amelia Earhart, apparently she's saying she landed on an island, and she's like fighting with the other guy because the guy had a
He's
head
got,
injury
like,
and
like
went
a head
crazy,
injury, yeah.
and like you maybe hear them die at the end of it. It's really bizarre, and but it's kind of fascinating. And ever since I watched that stupid movie, I've been reading constantly about Amelia Earhart. It's really, I think you would like it a lot because you're into like conspiracy theories and that kind of stuff, and it's all really interesting.
Yeah.
You should check it out.
I don't know if I buy many conspiracy theories around Amelia Earhart, though.
Yeah, I don't know. She was a big fucking deal at the time. I didn't
guess so.
realize. She's the most popular woman in the world. So there you go.
Now it's Kesha.
Now it's Kesha.
It's for those catchy tunes.
Did you see the Kesha video where she was singing, I think, Old Holy Night, and the guy was pissing behind her?
Nah.
No.
That's like
It
supposedly.
sounds like a Kesha concert, though.
Yeah, basically. Like she was in Russia singing, and some guy.
Gus, do you remember when we got to Comic-Con?
Yeah.
And we were walking around the first night, and we saw all these dumb bitches standing outside of a club, and we couldn't figure out what they were doing. And they were waiting for Kesha to
Yeah,
get off her tour bus.
her tour bus was right there.
Yeah.
They're like, hey.
So
That's what
should,
the noise they were making.
should we mention we have an audience in the podcast today?
No,
No? Do you guys want to say hi?
we have an extra microphone.
Yeah, here's a neck. You guys want to share it?
Just say hi.
Just say hi. God damn it.
Just fucking
Just
Get
fucking
up to the
say
microphone
hi.
and say hello.
Do you know how a fucking microphone
Jesus
works?
Christ.
just
Speak into
Hello.
the. There we go.
Hey, everyone.
okay. There you go.
All right.
Can you introduce yourselves?
No,
No, don't worry
Don't
about
let
it.
him.
They're not
Oh
gonna
my
talk.
god.
It's Mukau and Blondie.
Mukau and Blondie.
They came to spend New Year's with us
Yeah.
because they had nothing going on in their sad lives.
And what? Canada and Colorado.
Yeah.
You know, nothing going on there. Austin's the place to be.
Are you guys enjoying the podcast so far? They said yes.
They said yes because they don't know how to talk in the
Yeah.
microphone.
Let's not encourage them any further.
Okay, and we're done.
Yeah.
So Jack was showing me this the other day, or I guess earlier today, that I guess yesterday 50 Cent went out and was shoveling people's driveways.
What
Yeah,
an
for $100
interesting guy.
Yeah, he tweeted that, "Hey, I'm going to be around looking for work, like shoveling snow." I guess he was going door to door, knocking, saying, "Hey, I'm 50 Cent. You want me to shovel your snow?" And he said, for $100, he'd do it for like $50, and then for $100, he let you take photos. And they're like, okay. And so there's a few people who actually, I think he got like $400.
Didn't he then hire little kids to help
Yeah,
him?
he ended up looking for other people to hire, and he hired them for like $30 an hour, Gus.
Yeah.
And, like, so he had a crew of people shoveling snow in his neighborhood, and then he hired some cute kid to go knocking on the door.
Where does he live?
Who knows?
I don't
man?
know.
So in Awesome Town, apparently.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dude, that guy, like, for someone you thought would be just like a total like mean badass, he's pretty fucking cool. Like, he did the that thing for Chelsea Handler where or not Chelsea, for Ellen, where he walked in on that lip dub kid who doing the lip dub videos,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he ended up just walking in, and then the he got Prue Ain to Forever, the internet super geek, and he did a video with him, and there's another video like that where it was some internet thing where he just kind of showed up, and it's like, must be awesome just to have unlimited money.
It would be cool to have enough money to just have fun.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what do I want to do that's fun and weird today?
He's got that
Yeah,
vitamin
like,
water.
Go to
money.
New Orleans and pass out. Drinking hurricanes, eating oysters.
He makes more money off vitamin water than anything else, right?
No, not anymore. He sold it.
Did he?
Share. He made $500 million off vitamin water.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's enough to live off of forever, right?
I would,
$500 million?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I could live off of that forever.
Yeah, I could live off probably $5 million for a good 20 years.
If you spend $10 million a year, you could live for 50 years.
Yeah, wow.
10 million. That's almost $1 million a month.
And if you plan it right, you'll only live for 50 years. You'll be done. Like, all right.
if you're blowing through that much money, you're probably not going to last 50 years. You're probably doing something that's going to kill you.
It's like Brewster's Millions, basically. Like, I got to finish it. You guys have any big New Year's plans? Anybody?
No, stay at
No.
home with my kid.
Yeah, one of us has to decide to stay home when we'll probably go out.
Cool. Well, I'm throwing a little
Are
shindig.
you going to alternate,
fun.
or is it just one person all night?
I don't know. I would actually think that maybe you should go out, Jeff, because I go out a little bit more than you.
Yeah, I'm kind of a homebody.
You also
now.
just cleaned up your vomit.
I'll just stay.
about a week ago.
If I stay home, I'll just like work on Achievement Hunter stuff.
Yeah.
That's fun for me. I like doing that. Yeah.
So 2011 will just be a repeat of 2010. More Achievement Hunter.
Do you guys
Yeah.
do you guys have any resolutions?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Do you?
I don't like resolutions.
Why? Because you can't follow through.
It implies imperfection. Like, if I had something wrong with me, why wouldn't I have fixed it by now? Why am I waiting? So I don't know. I can't deal with that. I can't come to grips with that. So I don't do resolutions.
I think that I have some. Yeah.
You think that you have some.
Yeah. I think I would like to write, like focus on writing more, because it's not as easy as visual stuff for me. So I'd definitely like to put more effort that direction.
You're on the TV behind us right now, Griffin. What's up with that?
That was PAX several years ago.
Yeah, it was Gavin.
That was one where Gavin slept in front of you guys.
Yeah. Gus got this. Did we talk about how you got that free TV? It
No, we haven't talked about
We should
that.
talk about that.
was pretty weird. We got this really weird email that didn't make a lot of sense and was full of grammar and spelling errors.
It was a forward. We
Yeah.
got. Like,
It looked like a phishing attempt.
It did. It looked like spam or phishing.
Yeah.
But it was just like, hey, this is Bill from YouTube. Do you guys want a free TV? And
like a free Google TV.
Gus looked into it, and it's like the
I looked at the email. And I was like, well, this email really did come from the Google corporate mail servers. So it's probably a legit email.
Yeah.
And I let everyone in the office know, and no one replied to it. So that night I got drunk, and I was like, yeah, sure, I want a free TV.
and they fucking sent him a TV.
Yeah. Well, they sent him a coupon
Yeah,
code
they
to
sent
get a free TV.
A coupon code for the Sony website.
It's a sweet ass TV too. It's one of those Google TVs we're going to YouTube. That's what you got going right now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just has there's like a, what is it called on there?
Lean back.
Lean back.
You type in a search term, and it just finds a bunch of videos related to, or that have that tag and then just plays them back to back.
You're a much better drunk than I am. You end up with free stuff at the end. You don't lose half of your shit.
That's a very good point.
But it's cool. I'm going to try to incorporate it more. Like maybe we'll hang it, and when we're doing like podcasts, we can put videos up there as we're talking about them.
That's cool.
Make it a little more interactive. We don't have to rely on Bernie's laptop.
Yeah,
and his little tinny speakers to get the audio.
Speaking of audio,
do it.
you did tell that story.
You play that audio, I'll tell the rest of the New Orleans story.
Oh, there's a
God,
fucking
this is-
fight.
I'll tell. I left some shit out, but I would be happy to tell the rest of the story if you want.
Come on,
If
let's do
you
it.
want to do it, I can go that road.
Take it to the next level.
It's totally up to you.
Take it to the next level.
I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, I don't. Okay, here's why I'm going to opt out.
Oh,
And this is why, because I tried desperately. I was trying all fucking week while we were in Alabama to catch Jeff.
She fucking secretly recorded me the entire week we were in Alabama. After I did all that shit for her in New Orleans, she was going behind me with her iPhone, secretly recording me.
I love you, but I care about entertainment.
yeah. Well, clearly not, because you're not going to tell the story.
No, because
so.
I couldn't get a good clip. Every time I would like get my phone ready and I'd start like recording Jeff talk, and when he talks to his dad and when he talks to his grandfather the most, his southern accent comes back.
I don't have a southern accent.
Because when he grew up, he had yes, you did.
I do not.
Your mom showed me a video of you playing basketball, and you sounded like you were from Alabama. Like,
That's absolute nonsense.
you lost it in the army. Is that?
Listen, do you hear any hint of or trace of an accent?
But anyways, when we go to Alabama, every year it's worse. Like it comes out easier. Like it was before when he would just get really relaxed and talk to his grandfather. And now it's like almost instantaneous.
Like as soon as he crosses the state
line,
line.
it's like he's back in action. So I tried to record him all week long, and I got some, but it's just a hint of it. Like every time he start to do it, I get my phone out and I get ready, and I'd like have to like position it where he couldn't see what I was doing, and then like of course like somebody else would talk, and then it would be a long time, and then it would be gone by then. But I do have a few. I'll show you guys. I guess.
What a great fucking marriage we had.
You should have hit me up. I could have fucking rigged up some real discreet microphone.
Before that podcast started today, I was looking through all of the footage or whatever that I captured, and there wasn't anything that was really strong enough to warrant risking
to warrant the marital crisis
Well,
that would follow.
to have him tell the rest of New Orleans.
I didn't tell all of the embarrassing things that she did.
I like there's more.
he
So
kept
you did get some beads.
he kept it. He only mentioned the tame stuff.
Tame.
Wow.
It was
pretty bad.
terrible.
2 hours in a bathtub is tame?
It was not a bath. It was a shower. So
It was a shower.
Totally
It was
inaccurate.
terrible.
Man. I've got a voice recorder for interview stuff. You can have it next time. So
I need
We
something
should
good.
get something that like fits in a fake flower. You'd be like, speak more clearly into my flower.
Do you like my button on my shirt?
Well, I almost had him, and I had him and it was really thick, and he was talking to his grandfather, and then he started talking about living in New Jersey, and when he did that, he lost it. Like he started sounding more like when he lived in New Jersey. So your accents like fluctuate pretty quickly.
God, I want to hear this so bad.
Dare you?
No, but the problem, I don't really have a really good one, Jack. But I'll
Okay.
show you what I have.
All right.
Oh, I love it.
There's going to be a fight.
But I love you, sweetie.
Yeah.
Clearly.
We know who's going out New Year's Eve now.
Yeah, all right. Hey.
You know what love is?
No, what is it, Jeff?
Holding back. Right
Love
now?
is scrubbing puke off of a bathroom floor and like washing your wife's hair while she's passed out on the floor because she's got puke all in her hair. That's
Yeah.
love.
It is
Wasn't
love.
that one of those little Love Is statues from the 70s? It's like the boy washing the hair of the passed out drunk little girl. Love Is.
Actually, I have to tell you, you said I was hungover for 2 days. I definitely didn't. I didn't feel like drinking, and I didn't really feel like eating. But it wasn't nearly as bad as a hangover I had after your party that you had, Gus. Gus has had one party the entire time I've known him, and it was
That was when
the
Bernie
worst.
almost killed everyone.
Yeah, it was.
It was
rough.
It was an epic party, and let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, there's no reason to ever try.
Once again, I was the sober one.
Is that why you haven't had a housewarming?
Yeah,
party?
there's no way
There-
no
we
reason.
could ever outdo
Can I
that.
tell you something too? That was the wrong night to be the sober guy.
That was a fun night.
You're a really good drunk babysitter, though. You don't give yourself enough credit.
Everyone was obnoxious that night.
Griffin was drunk sitting in the kitchen eating pizza, like sitting on the floor.
Was I?
Yeah,
Gavin had a feather boa on for some reason, a pink feather boa.
No, everyone was embarrassingly drunk, but me. I was the sole sober person.
what I think it is?
And like 30 people at that party.
I think it is. I think it was because Gus hosted, and it was just a different setting. Like I think you I don't know. Maybe it was because it was such a novelty to be at your house in a social
Yeah,
capacity.
no one had ever been in my house, so they wanted to get fucking drunk and destroy it. Destroy my one toilet. I wonder how many people... I mean, I counted at least 5 people puked in that toilet that night.
Oh wow.
The funniest thing about that whole night, I'm not going to get into it, but I think it's safe to say this. Nathan's wife, Megan, who's awesome lady,
she's funny.
just like stormed into the kitchen and goes, "Where's the vodka?" And I was like, "There's a bottle right there." And it was gin. She grabbed the bottle of gin and locked herself in the bathroom for like an hour. And nobody knew, just locked in the bathroom with a bottle of gin and no mixers or I have no idea what happened in that bathroom. I just know people could not go to the bathroom for about an hour.
No, that was awesome.
Yeah,
It was very
you
funny.
should have another party.
Maybe,
Yeah, Gus.
Maybe we will.
Yeah, we should have a housewarming, and then we'll bring you gifts.
And we'll-
Just
we'll-
register somewhere.
We'll destroy your house.
That sounds awesome. I'm really
Tear
looking
it
forward
up.
to it.
Man.
You must destroy before you can rebuild, right?
So you're having a party.
Yes, I am. I'm having a New Year's party.
Cool.
So
We were thinking about having a New Year's party because we decided we have an annual Drunkmas party that we had every year, and this year we just decided to end it.
yeah.
And then we're trying to figure out what party to do next, but we didn't want to compete with New Year's because, I mean, everyone's got something going on.
Well, see, that's the thing. Everyone has something going on, but no one does. Like everyone I've talked to is like, I don't know what I'm doing for New Year's. I
Oh,
don't know what I'm
not
doing
us.
for
We
New
have
Year's.
like our friends. We have a group of people that we hang out with, and they had like some sort of a splintering off for New Year's, and like one of them is renting a house, and he's gonna have a bunch of people stay at the house all weekend, and then the other ones are doing this
They're
thing
going to the
downtown,
highball. Yeah.
going to the highball, and so
And I feel like it's almost like when people break up where you have to pick sides, and I really don't know if I want to do that.
so and then,
Well,
then
the
you're
highball-
having a party too.
The highball thing is like $50 or $100 to get into that.
Oh, is
but
it?
It's like free
well,
drinks.
they've
or
got a
bar or
room, and you can if you rent a room, I guess you can go to the after party thing that
Oh, okay.
everyone's paying for. Yeah, so that's
something.
the
Those rooms are
incentive.
tiny though.
Yeah, no, they're tiny. They're like karaoke rooms. I think.
Yeah, they're the karaoke rooms.
Does anybody know why the fuck this thing keeps ending up in my office?
That's a tripod. I don't know.
I know what it is. I'm asking why is it in here?
Because I think it's because everyone's gotten used to like the whatever weird technological looking thing, and they don't know what it is. They're like, oh, Gus must know what this is.
This was in my office this morning when I walked in and no one else was here. So I was like, well, this doesn't belong here. And I threw it out into the lobby area. I was like, it's someone else's problem now. And I just looked on my desk and it's here again.
Well, it's got 3 legs. Maybe it
Yeah.
walked back.
Maybe it's like some kind of creepy horror movie. Like I'm going to go to sleep tonight and like when I turn the lamp off, it's going to be like on the nightstand next to my bed. Yeah, I have no idea how this ended up in here.
What are you doing for New Year's, Gus?
I don't know. Probably nothing. Playing WoW.
I hear you.
Playing
Party-
Xbox.
party
I
Gus's.
still haven't played the Dead Money DLC for New Vegas. I need to check that out.
It's kind of cool. I played a little bit of it. I probably got halfway through it.
Yeah. How long is it? Well, how long did you play for?
Maybe 2-3 hours, something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's neat. I'd never done it, but it's a completely separate story from the rest of the.
It's not even the same main character, is it? Or is
No,
it,
it's still
it is? Oh.
your character, but you meet up with brand new characters.
Did they fix the load time
No.
issue? No.
It got better for me.
Okay.
They fixed my issue.
Well, it may have gotten better, but it's still not good.
Okay.
I wish we had filmed that, Gus.
yeah, we can probably delete the update and try to film it again.
I would like to show because it would make an interesting video. You know,
You set up a timer and then show like birds flying,
But
the sun setting and passing across the sky.
It'd have to be a video camera on the screen so people know you're not faking it, because it looked. I mean, if you just captured directly, it looked like he paused it essentially.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I thought my Xbox was crashed. Like there was no
Yeah.
activity and nothing was moving. I was like, how long do I wait before I reboot the Xbox?
That happens when you get achievements in that game.
Were
too,
you, like,
where,
tempted
it'll
to-
freeze?
Yeah.
Were you like tempted to get up and go outside and start living for once?
Pick up a book and start reading or something.
Don't mock me. This is my world. This is my job. This is what I do. All right. Well, we shouldn't go too long because we have got a late start today.
Yep.
Anyone get any cool Christmas presents?
I got a book on welding.
I got some books, some cooking books I'm excited about.
I got you a book.
Yeah, I love the book
you-
you got
did you
me.
finish it?
I haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
What
maybe
book
halfway
did he
through
get
it.
you?
He got me They Call Me Baba Booey, which is the
Oh, cool.
Gary Delabate book. It's pretty good.
I didn't realize he had a book.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal if you listen to Howard Stern this year. It's been a lot of talk
They've
about
been
it.
tearing into it. I feel for Gary Delabate. I think I'm sort of the Gary of our group.
Except Gary, to be fair, Gary's really talented. So there's
So that's perfect. No, it's just the guy who does a lot of work but is constantly gets shit on by everyone. So I think I fit into that role.
Wasn't
pretty
he the
well.
guy that also fell asleep and was caught asleep at
Asleep
the
at
job?
work?
Yeah. And they filmed it and he got super pissed off about that.
Yep.
See, when I fell asleep, I just sleep on the couch.
Yeah, we sleep at work all the time.
Yeah.
I'm asleep right now.
Yeah. You might as well be the way you lay down in your chair. Have we talked about that yet?
No.
about Gus's his seating posture, where his back, like the top
Oh, I
of
have
his
a
back,
picture
is
of
on the
it.
bottom
Yeah,
of his
but-
chair? I've
I
got a
think I
photo
took
of
a
it
photo.
too.
Email me that picture and I'll put it in the link dump.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
He learned that at our old tech support company.
That's
That
when
was
you
how-
know. That's when you know I'm really working. Like I am really in the zone if I'm sitting
That's your-
like that.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's totally true.
It's like-
and then Griffin came in. She's like, "Would you fall if I kicked your chair?" And I said, "Yeah, probably. But why would you do that?" And then she started kicking my chair.
That was at the tech support company. If you needed help, you looked for the guy who was sitting lowest in the chair because you knew that was a smart guy.
They were
Like that's
they
the
were in
guy who
zone.
didn't want to help you, so he was trying to hide.
Yeah.
God damn, another stupid question.
Hey, I think we're gonna get a dog.
Oh,
What are you gonna get?
I don't know.
Do you have one in mind particularly, or are you
Uh,
still looking in general?
Well, we have a couple that we're looking at, but I applied and they won't write back to me, so it's not a good sign.
you're gonna get one of those horse dogs, like the giant ones,
We're like big dogs.
like when you can throw a saddle on and ride around.
You're talking about the Irish Wolfhound. I don't think we're getting that.
No. There's a Great Dane you're interested in, and I'm interested in an Anatolian Shepherd mix.
Yeah.
He's a comedy dog, and I'll show you a picture
A
of him.
comedy dog.
Oh my god! No, I'm going to send you a picture, and you can link it. It is the cutest fucking thing.
What does that mean? A comedy?
Is that
dog?
like the frog with the top hat?
Yeah, you look at him, and he looks like a cartoon character. He's got two different colored eyes, and he's got this. No, I'll have to show you. I'll
You
show
do have to see the photo.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay.
And they even say if you like a dog with a good sense of humor, you'll love Slappy or whatever the fuck his name is.
All right. Well, again, apologies for not doing our Drunk Tank Awards this week. We will have them next week once we get everyone back, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot of disagreements and fights over it.
Oh yeah.
Anything else before we wrap up?
I don't think
Hey,
so.
happy New Year, everyone.
Oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
our
Happy New
final
Year.
podcast of 2010,
Yeah.
podcast number 94.
94. Jesus.
And,
Good Lord.
We'll be starting again 2011 next Wednesday.
Yay.
Yay.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Hot, hot.